All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're so glad you're here, whether you're seeing us live or on a recording, YouTube or whatever. My name's Tom Signorello, and we do these monthly meetings with the Big Al, Tom Schreiter. I'll tell you what, there's nobody better that I know in network marketing for breaking through and using cool icebreakers and magic words to get people to open their mind to at least hearing what we have to say. So, without further ado, the Big Al Schreiter. Tom, take it away.
Okay, so here's a quick question if you're watching, and that is true or false? Um, do good people fail in network marketing? And we think about it and say, yeah, but you know what? Bad people fail also. So if both good people and bad people fail, then what's the difference? And the difference is uh, we succeed because we have certain skills that makes it easy for us to talk to people. That's it. So if you're watching this, you just might be one or two skills away from terrific success in your business. Because the only thing between us and where we want to be is just some stuff we don't know yet. And then once we find out, as Tom and I talk about all the time, uh, gosh, things just get so easy. So if you're thinking you really have to have the eye of the tiger, the vision of an eagle, or other, dead animal body parts, that's nice. It's entertaining, but at some point we got to do the job. And the way to look at it is the reason we want to learn some word skills and how to talk to people is I want you to imagine that you get on an airplane and the captain says, "Welcome aboard. I don't know how to fly this plane, but I have a pretty good attitude." And a vision board. They say, "Wait a minute." So there's probably will need some skills. So brain surgeons have skills. You just don't want them to do it on attitude. Uh, if you got a job as a bomb demolition expert, it might be interesting to know which wire to cut. So when you look at this business, yes, we're excited about it, but we actually have to perform to get things done. And that is getting yes commitments. Because when prospects say yes, we get paid. They say, all right, so how long will it take me to get them to say yes? And the answer is not very long. Because the only thing we want is to get a yes decision. And since we are in control, we can kind of help that yes decision along. I'll just give a quick example. Let's say you come to me and say, Big Al, how about some exercise? Let's go for a walk. Well, of course, I'm going to say no. That's ridiculous. Exercise? Why would I do that? I'm allergic to it. But you come to me and say, so, Big Al, I want to walk with me down to the corner and we get some ice cream. I'm like, oh, there. So in one situation, the answer was no. The other situation, the answer is yes. Either way, still some walking occurred. So we have some control by us performing how we ask a question. So if we ask it in a certain way, we're going to get a certain answer. So here's a quick way to test it for yourself. I want you to think what comes to mind when I open up with these words. I come up to you, I'm a stranger, and I say, would you be interested in what's our gut reaction? No, 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 1,000 times no. Run, run, save yourself. Hide your wallet, hide your purse. It's going to be terrible. And you say, and all it was is 5 words. Would you be interested in 5 words? And it's over. Now, let's try a different 5 words. Or let me ask you, would it be okay if we tried 5 different words? And would it be okay if these 5 words got people to start nodding yes? And would it be okay if we use these 5 words from now on? And would it be okay if we just keep saying, would it be okay if? Because when you say, would it be okay if, look what happens. uh, it just works. When you say, would it be okay if, the natural default answer in the human brain is, yeah. You ask very politely, seems fair as long as it's fair. Yeah. So just changing how we ask that question.
Number one question I ask people. Number one, and overwhelmingly they say yes.
And what's that question you ask them, Tom?
Would it be okay if?
Okay. So once we understand that this is within our control, you say, wow, instead of me going out and hoping for the best, I can kind of control things. So if you're looking for just one cool thing, because you're saying, I just want to memorize one set of words, that's all I can do. I don't want to go any farther in life. Don't stretch me or anything. So if you're only going to ask one set of words or have just one icebreaker, here's one you can start with. You could ask people, are you the type of person that enjoys helping others? Now, what do you think most people are going to say? Most of them are going to say yes. I mean, there could be some no, but if they say no, you probably don't want to be doing business with them anyway. But because of the question, it's almost always an automatic yes. So the question is, are you the type of person? Are you the type of person who enjoys helping others? Say, wow. And if they say, yeah, what else can I do? Well, ask another question. How about starting off the second question with, would it be okay if you got paid for it? And they're thinking, yeah. Two questions. We have a brand new icebreaker we can use. It's generic. You can use it anywhere, any situation. You don't have to look for somebody in a special position or something. And all we did was say, would it be okay if you can get paid for it? And they're going to say, yeah. And then we're going to follow up with 4 words. Then we should talk. And that's it. And now we have an appointment for the presentation. We can have a nice conversation. We can chit chat, answer questions, whatever we want. And you say it was just that simple. So what we want to do is learn formulas like this or phrases like this that's going to get us instant results. So I just want you to imagine for a moment that I'm a super motivated person. All right, it's going to take a high imagination for that one, but let's just say I was highly wired. And I went out and I said, would you be interested in? And I did this, 100 times every day. I'm going to struggle. But at the same time, Tom here goes out and says, would it be okay if? And absolutely cleans up in just an hour. Now, is it because Tom's a good person, I'm a bad person? Well, all right, let's use a different question. But the point is, it's not the person, it's the skill we use. So there is absolutely no advantage for anyone to refuse to learn the skills of the business, but yet so many will. Yes, Tom?
Tom, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
We're just personality enhanced people, Tom. So now we have this idea that all we do is learn specific skills. Let's take one home that we can start using right away. So they're going to say, I'm going to learn one thing that I'm going to use from here. It's going to be a icebreaker formula called, and we've covered several before, benefit and permission, the tiny questions. This one's called command plus question. So what we're going to do is give the prospect a command, and then we're going to ask a question. Now, this question is going to be pretty awesome because this question we ask them is going to give them a choice, an option. And people love options. So it's going to be really easy because guess who gets to choose the options? We do. So if we're the one who chooses the options, you figure the odds are in our favor. So let's do this command plus a question. You'll pick it up right away. Let's say that you sold some nutritional products. You could say to somebody, I can help you be healthier and live longer, or help make your life shorter. Which one would you like me to talk about? Presto, you're in conversation already. And very few are saying, give me some more pointers on making my life shorter. It just doesn't come up. And I always said was, I can help you be healthier and live longer, or help make your life shorter. Which one would you like to talk about? He said, okay. So that's the formula. That's the pattern. Let's do another one. Let's do one for opportunity. You can start by saying, I can help your bank account get larger, or help it get smaller. Which one would you like to talk about? You say, I think that's going to be a winner. Or let's try this one. Skincare. I can help your skin look older or younger. Which one is more interesting to you? So we give a command of what I can do, and we ask a question by giving them an option. Which one do they want? And we're almost always in conversation. They say, well, yeah, but that work, but I sell insurance and investments, for retirement and stuff. You say, well, I can help you retire early, or I can help you have the government take even more money out of your paycheck every month. Which one would you like to talk about? Oh, so for an insurance agent, is that better than calling for an appointment with some kind of phony made up thing? Just get to the point. So let's say you sold an advertising program like cards and stuff. You could say, I can help you get more customers for $10 a month, or I can help you spend a ton of money gambling with advertising. Which one would you like to talk about? I could do this. So think about your business right now. What could you use for your business and give them this choice? Wow. Uh, if you can't use your imagination, just give it time. Just think about it and think about it overnight. So let's wrap this up with an option type close. Because the reason I like options is I don't like rejection. I'm a full-time coward. So I have this feeling that rather than having the eye of the tiger and vision of an eagle, why don't you just avoid it by doing stuff that doesn't get rejection at all? Then you don't have to be brave. So that's my philosophy. So I like to close in a way where I'll never get rejected. Doesn't high pressure people. I'm not throwing myself out there where I'm going to feel bad. I just give them an option and I let them say, it's your life. You pick the option. So when I give them an option, I'm going to give them a choice. Here's the question again: who should be making up these choices? Us, of course. So it might be biased in our favor. So here's the first word. Does it make sense? So when you say, does it make sense? What does most people think in their mind? Do they think I'm a sensible person or I'm an idiot? And they go, oh, it's a tough question, but yeah, I'm kind of a sensible person. So we say, does it make sense to? And now what we're going to do is tell them what we offer. Does it make sense to? And tell our wonderful offer that we just made to them, comma, or, and then we're going to give them keeping their life the same, right? Not doing it. So they think, I'm going to have an option here. So does it make sense to? And then instead of the word or, we're going to try to use the word instead. Now there's some psychology behind this, but you don't worry about it. It's going to work regardless. So say, does it make sense? ... instead, if you want to keep track of the formula. So let's try this. Does it make sense to make nutrition easy with a 15-second shortcut? Instead of trying to eat grass off your front lawn and sweating at the stinky gym and paying all that money for gym dues. Okay. How about this? Finances, opportunity. Does it make sense to try to get rich having 2 paychecks every week instead of just getting by with 1 paycheck? Now, they don't have to be very good at math to figure that one out. Or does it make sense to spend your money to make your skin look younger instead of spending your money to make your skin look older? Or does it make sense to reduce your advertising budget to $10 a month and then watch the profits come in instead of trying to buy advertising and stuff to get a bunch of useless leads that don't care? Or does it make sense to instead of? So let me wrap this up by saying this. Does it make sense to learn hardcore skills so you get results for your time instead of oral diarrhea that gets you no results and just frustrations and make a lot of people quit? I said, man, I could use this even on my children. I could say to the children, does it make sense to eat your vegetables now instead of never having a Wi-Fi password again? I say, wow, I could use this anywhere in life. So with that, Tom, let me turn it over to you because that's enough stuff for us to practice right away.
My kids are all grown. I wish I knew you 20 years ago when they were little. No, thank you so much. I love doing these with you. Hope we can do another one here coming up soon. Before we do, you have your website where you give away tips all the time, bigalbooks.com. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, the website's called bigalbooks.com because we thought, oh, what could we name our website? And, being geniuses that we are, we said, well, it's Big Al Books. So I guess we'll just add .com. So just go to bigalbooks.com and you'll figure out someplace there it says gets a whole bunch of free stuff. Click on it and they'll send you a couple audios on magic words and a free book about network marketing. And you'll get registered for twice a week. We send out tips of cool words and phrases to say. And it's all free, well within most people's budget. So you don't have to worry about anything.
Lifetime
financing. Yeah, lifetime financing on it. So just go to bigalbooks.com and register and figure it out.
Subscribe. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. And we do these once a month. We've been going on close to a year. So we've got them all on my YouTube channel. You go to tomsignorello.com. It'll actually go to my YouTube channel. You can hit subscribe and you can see all of the videos that Tom and I do and lots of other cool network marketing tips. So Tom, thanks for your time. Everybody will catch you again soon. All right. Have a great day unless you have other plans.